Welcome to Youth Assembly. Yes, it's a bright Monday morning already, and we are so hopeful that today will bring good news. I'm waiting for all of the good news. I mean, I'm surrounded by a lot of gentlemen in the studio. Okay, one gentleman and a lady. But it looks like we're going to be solving the unemployment issues or problems in Nigeria, hopefully, because I have two gentlemen in the building, one joining me virtually, and also Mr. Mr. Labade Dare is joining me virtually, and Mr. Okolabo Araka, a certified management consultant, is right here beside me, and we will be talking how to solve the unemployment problem in Nigeria. My name is Sylvia Ishimi. Welcome, Mr. Araka.
Thank you very much.
Okay. He's already a friend of the house, and he's here to talk. So you're going to find solutions to all of the problems. Okay. Sure. So let me bring on board the second person, Mr. Dare Alabade. Welcome on board.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Okay. So we've seen some statistics making rounds that Nigeria is the number 3 country with the highest number of unemployed youths in the country, and the country in Africa. And the country, Nigeria, is followed by Namibia with 33.4%, Nigeria 33.4%, and South Africa with 32.5%. Now, it's been recorded that Nigeria, the unemployment rate in Nigeria is close to 33% in the fourth quarter of 2020 from the 27.1% it had in the second quarter of 2020. Now, this was according to the reports published by the National Bureau of Statistics on its website on Monday, the 15th of March, 2021. That is, how did Nigeria react to this? We're going to be searching and looking at all the reactions we got on social media and what the government needs to be doing to solve the unemployment problem in Nigeria, and what can youths themselves do to make sure they become employable and move on to become employed. Those are the questions we intend to ask today on Youth Assembly. So, Mr. Araka, when you saw that statistics, like it rose from 27.1% to 33.3%, how did you react to it? How did you feel for the Nigerian youths?
It's actually a mixed feeling for me, because the issues are critical and they desire urgent attention and actually critical analysis and critical thinking. It's not something that it's been there.
But it rose.
It's been there before it rose, but there are factors that ought to be considered when looking at unemployment in general, looking at the causes, the reasons, and then the way out. But I realized that the problem identified, this problem, have solved. Looking at Nigeria as an entity, I think the level of unemployment are tied to some certain factors which we would, examine in the course of this show. But mainly, we also need to look at the determinant factor when it comes to employment. That is education. Take it or you leave it.
So are you saying that
the first, if I'm looking at your resume, the first thing I'm looking at, it's in the Nigerian context, it's your qualification.
Well, every day we see people going into university, graduating, finishing NYSC. Are you saying Nigerian youths are not educated enough to become employed, or they're not they're unemployable even though they get education?
Thank you. Now that takes us deeper into education. When you say education, what it's your definition of education? Now, if you say they are not capable to work, see, these are able-bodied young men, willing and able to work. But the problem is the requisite skills for employment. If I'm employing you, what it means is that I have an existing business, and I know I have an organizational goal, I have an objective, I have a mission, and I have a vision as an organization.
Okay.
So if I am bringing you in, I am bringing in somebody I know that would move me from point A to point B, and then takes us to administrative behavior. Because where you are aspiring to go into as an employee, there's what is called administrative behavior. That's how they live in this office, in this organization, there is an administrative behavior.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that are, expected of you. Now, when it comes to development, school, you need to understand that industrial revolution comes in with new content of learning and what industry skills are to be. Now, if you check history, there was a change of mode of production from slave to machine. So what 1,000 slaves, human labor, will do in 1 month, a machine was invented to do in 1 hour. So as such, there was no need for labor in human beings anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No need for forced labor, no need for
Okay.
slavery.
Okay.
Now we moved to third industrial revolution, down to fourth industrial revolution, which is post-COVID-19. And remember, some 20 years ago, while growing up, we were told that one day, if you don't know how to use computer or you're not proficient in the use of computer, that you will be unemployed. You might not have enough
Okay,
food.
now that you
And this
mentioned
is the day. That day don't come.
Okay.
You
Now that you
understand?
mentioned COVID, we'll look at how COVID has also impacted in the
Yeah,
statistics.
that day has come.
Mr. Dare, are you still there? Okay, so
Very
the
much.
statistics
Yeah.
that was released by National Bureau of Statistics. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Very well. Loud and clear.
Okay, so what do you think is responsible for that rise from 27.1% to 33.3%? You mentioned COVID and people not getting the right skills, the youths. What is your own opinion?
Well, there are a lot of things responsible for unemployment in Nigeria. And one of such very thing is industrialization level, which is actually very low. Um, Also, we we have the problem of investment in Nigeria. I know there are several investment policies and all of that, but there's a problem of investment. If in 2021 Nigeria is still a country that exports its own crude oil to refine and then bring back to sell to us, if Nigeria is still a country which is one of the largest um, exporters of cocoa in Africa, and then we cannot make our own chocolates. We export this cocoa and then buy this chocolate. Chocolates are expensive in supermarkets, and we are the suppliers of the raw materials. If in Nigeria we take cashew nuts out, if in Nigeria we still import paper and all of these things, there is no way there won't be unemployment. What is happening? Why are we not industrializing? Why do we have the raw materials but we don't have what it takes to turn them into finished products? The more we are able to turn our raw materials into finished products, the more hands will be needed, the more the labor market opens up, and then the more youths get employed. So that's a major challenge. And I think that's where the main problem is coming from. Yes, we have the problem of youths not being employable, graduates not being employable, which I think it's another discussion entirely, because I have a whole lot to say in that regard. Because recently I conducted a research. I was doing a design thinking course, and then I took it upon myself to do a project, and I was conducting a research, and the research had to do with speaking with several recruitment agents. So I engaged about 4 recruitment agents and talked with them, had an interview with them. So what's going on? What's happening? How is it recruiting graduates in Nigeria? And something was common. Everybody said the same thing. My brother, it is difficult. You put up the position, you see people saying, I have 2-1, I have first class, you see people with huge CV. When you sit down with them and interview them, problem. They don't even know their left from their right. They told me sometimes we have adverts up for several weeks. Adverts that should not take more than 3 days for you to get somebody to fill that position. Several weeks, you don't get, not that people are not coming. You keep interviewing people, you get tired, but you don't get the right candidate. And I'm not surprised. I went through the university. I know the things we did getting out of school. If I'll be honest, yes, I graduated the best student in my department. But if I'll be honest with myself, if I'll be honest with myself, when I
Yeah.
look at it, I ask myself, is this the future leaders of Nigeria that we're actually talking about? I know the things that happen in school. I know how people are getting grades these days. I have also been in the labor market for a while. I have spoken to graduates. And honestly, if I tell you I'm impressed, I am lying. I am seriously lying. So, apart from the fact that there is the investment challenge, where
Mm.
government needs to put more money into this economy, need to start raising companies that can turn our raw materials that God has given us into finished products, which would, of course, open up the labor market. There is the challenge of youth. Our educational system has eroded. Let's be factual. We don't have it anymore. We do not have it. Before I got into the university, I've been hearing the phrase "la cram la pour." When I got into the university, I understood what "la cram la pour" stands for. Trust me, our education system is in real trouble. The curriculum, from the curriculum to the administration to everything about the education sector, is in serious problem. So, these are the challenges that we face in Nigeria regarding unemployment. Oh,
All right, Mr. Derry, can you hear me?
okay, I think I lost you people for a while there.
Okay, we're back. Apologies. Okay, so we have a comment already from Simon. Thank you, Simon, for your comments. Simon's agreeing with you and saying strategies to turn raw materials into finished goods right here in Nigeria is very key in solving unemployment issues. Okay, so what do you think of that comment, Mr. Aaron?
Well, you see, that's fundamental. You get, but it's all about. It's not about agitation for such strategies. It's not about, hey, our raw materials. How ready are we as a people? Because it's like telling me to come buy your product. It's like telling me to come invest in your organization. There are some certain enabling environments. There are some certain infrastructures that must come to place. That is where state developmentalism is very fundamental. I understand all that. I was discussing with a certain gentleman in the UK. His name is Oliver, and a friend of mine called Chigozie. Now, what were we discussing? We're looking at how to bring a meat processing farm.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at insecurity, for example, we thought in our strategy sessions, if we stop the movement of cow and people to the south, we have to an extent solved the problem of insecurity of that nature. But how do we achieve it? We discovered that it's a meat processing company in Bauchi State. A meat processing company in Bauchi State. They do 250 heads every day. Still functional, still existing. And the largest of such corporations is in Botswana with 1,000 head every day. And Mr. Oliver, a Scottish, he now asked me, what are the infrastructures on ground? Araka, we can get investors are ready to come in, but the enabling environment, and that enabling environment is not just the government alone. The enabling environment has to do with you and I, the citizen, the citizenry. How prepared, how conducive have we kept the environment?
So what can you
How
do now?
ready are we?
So
it's
what
not
are
about
they supposed to be doing to get ready?
Okay, to get ready, for example, there is such thing as content of learning has changed. We need to realize that artificial intelligence and emotional intelligence will drive the next 50 years. As a good researcher, you will begin to realize that post-COVID-19, it's a knowledge-based economy where knowledge is now commodity. So what do you know? What have you discovered? It talks about, when they talk about data quality management now, business intelligence, business analytics, you still they talk of Fortran where they teach you for computer for GS100. Can't you see you're still backward? Can't you see you're not ready for employment? Can't you see you're not even ready for the investors? It's not about strategy. All those strategies are in place. That person you're trying to woo to come invest, have you met sustainable development goal? Did you meet millennium development goal?
All right, okay. When we hear all those SDG goals, we think it's for the big organizations.
It's not. It's the foundation. It's the foundation for the investors to come in. Okay. But check the budget. We squandered everything. We didn't implement in the last 20 years. Nigeria has not implemented 60% of its budget, approved budget. If we had done that, by now we would have met Millennium Development Goal.
All right, least. Another comment.
So if you are not prepared, how would investors come? Do a comparative analysis. Look at Kagame, look at Rwanda. These are countries that are ready. So, these are countries that are third world already. They are full-fledged third world, ready for investment. Look at Madagascar.
So we're looking at comparing Nigeria with other countries.
Comparative analysis.
Simon Matthias is saying, also, I think we have very smart and intelligent youths in this country. There's always a right candidate, right? Okay, so the right and employable people are available. Lots of time, they are not always in the right loop or connect. Youth strive outside this country. Lots of them also schooled here. I'm a witness to that.
I am a witness.
Every young person will say, we agree with what Simon has said.
Totally.
Mr. Alabade Damilare, how would you react to that? Youths are looking for ways to japa. That's how they say it. I hope I said it right.
Of course not.
Okay, because when you see them, when they leave the shores of this country, they become so
smart, entrepreneurial, proficient.
They already start making it,
dominating the scene, dominating where they are.
What is wrong with the system, and how do we tap into this employable youths and help grow our economy and help reduce the unemployment rates in Nigeria, Mr. Dare?
That comment from Simon is very apt, very apt, very correct. I'm not bragging, but I fall into the category of very smart Nigerian youths, honestly. So, but the question is, am I where I am supposed to be, or am I where I envisaged myself to be? You know, when we leave the university, from high school, when we leave high school, university, you see when they say most likely to succeed. You look at the top performers in the class. They say most likely to succeed. You look at the first class students, and but 10 years down the line, go back. Is it everybody that have actually succeeded? Is it everybody? Now we need an enabling environment. Like our guest here already said, yeah, strategies can also be in place, but are we ready as a people? Are we ready as a citizen? But yes, we have the right people, just not in the right places, not having the right opportunity. I've had so many friends tell me, Dari, you need to move abroad. You need to leave this place and come and start a new lease of life. They need people like you over there. Come to Canada, come to the United States, come to. But I say, if we all decide to japa, like you said, then what's the fate of this country? We still hear about youths doing amazing exploits right here in Nigeria. And I am super impressed with the guys from PayPal. Amazing. You see, when I see people like that, I tell myself there is hope for this country.
Yeah.
These guys facing everything, rising against all odds, against all obstacles, and still getting things done. So we still have these people. We just need more capacity. We need the government to do more. We need support. It's difficult for small businesses to thrive in Nigeria. I tell you for free. It's difficult. The investment climate in Nigeria is not very good. Um, Policies and the economy is squeezing the life, it's strangulating businesses in Nigeria. I have friends who are entrepreneurs. I know what they go through on a daily basis. And yes, the government is trying to do a lot of things. Think about Shopee in 2012. Think about UWIN. Think about the recently launched National Youth Investment Fund.
Yes.
But you see that there are still lots of questions concerning these things. By the time if you're an onlooker, you might not know. But if you get up close and personal with these things, you realize that corruption has eaten into them. The right people are not even getting these things. Corruption is still eating into it. Now, let's take the case of National Youth Investment Fund, for example. Now, one of the criteria for getting that investment fund is that you must have a business idea or you must be an existing business and all of that. Now, look at our purchasing power. Look at the value of our currency. You're saying that you want to give people between 25,000 and 50,000. I think between 25,000 and 50,000. Please, let's
Sadari. Okay, before he gets back on board, please feel free to send in your comments. Hold on, Mr. Dari. Feel free to send in your comments. We asking the questions. The question: how can Nigerian youth become employable? What skills do they need? If you have ideas, you can share, and then we'll take your comments. Mr. Dari, we can't hear you. Well, I think it's something with your connection, but we'll get to take you again. But we have another comment. Hafsat Isa says, well done, guys. My question is, what are those factors that will directly or indirectly improve employment in Nigeria? So let's look at the factors that can improve employment. Mr. Araka.
Well, honestly, there are both internal and external factors, but I want us to look at the internal factors first. You know, when it comes to the state of the nation, the underdevelopment of Nigeria, or why we are the way we are, or why we are still the way we are, which unemployment is key, question to be addressed. Now, you begin to realize that there are some content of learning, industry-based skills that are required in the 21st century, in post-COVID. We need to begin to realize that. Data quality management, for example, it's one skill. I had a certain gentleman, he's organizing a empowerment program. And I said to him yesterday, I said, see, what you listed as empowerment, fishery, welding, poultry, I said, that's not empowerment.
Yeah, we get to see all of those.
That's not empowerment.
Poultry farming. But agriculture is also it.
We will get to agriculture.
You're moving out of my screen now.
We will get to agriculture.
Yes.
We will get to agriculture. But there are factors.
Everybody can do data.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Go on.
There are factors that must be put in place. See, until we shift from oil-based economy, diversify, look at the areas of agriculture. You know what we can do with agriculture? Do you know what we can do with agriculture?
A lot.
Now, we have so emphasized, and agriculture we have continued to do the crude way. It is unfortunate that Nigeria went into colonialism with hoe, and we still came back with hoe and knife. We came up with hoe and knife without improvement in the areas of technology. Now we have gone past technology. We're talking of artificial intelligence now. We still didn't fix the technological. When the wave of industrialization moved from mechanism to computer, we didn't take it serious. Even now we're discussing these issues. 1,001 youths are out there, they're not taking it serious because they are interested in bread. They want to solve the present hour distraction, which is hunger. I don't blame them. If you follow by the certificates, your graduation, because at graduation you were found worthy in character and in learning.
No, true.
Right? Before you were given that certificate. But in character, in learning, then a character has to do with emotional intelligence, which defines administrative behavior, which defines how you should even be before looking for that employment. And mind you, not be everybody will find employment. some go create employment.
Create
Some
employment.
are visionary. Some are intuitive. I met with a gentleman in Transcorp yesterday, and 25-year-old guy from Abia State, Michael. The guy opened my mind. He opened my eyes to the reality of what youths can do for themselves. He's a graphic designer, and he works from the comfort of his room.
Oh, true. That's the post-COVID now. Those
you.
are the skills.
Now, if you lived the whole lockdown without making a dime as a result of your exchange of value, exchange of knowledge, solution to a particular service provider or organization, then it means you have been left behind. You didn't learn what others were learning at the time they were learning. What are the contents? How do you develop yourself? I'm a human resource development person. Research and development is critical. We cannot do away with these things, but these are things we don't give emphasis to. He met about Shopee, all those wonderful programs. But look at the beneficiaries. Can we now do an evaluation of such programs in the last 10 years and see the impact? Because the essence is inclusion management, diversity and inclusion management. So how do we include this certain gentlemen that have benefited from Shopee? What have they so produced? Check that program. It was about fishery, welding,
It's part of
poultry.
agriculture.
It is part of agriculture, but that is not sustainable.
Okay, so what kind of programs? Let me bring Mr. Dare now. What sort of programs should we be looking at, the government be looking at introducing, so that youths can key in and yes, and be employable
in 21st century?
Yes, and with, like he said, post-COVID skills that youths have to have. Government keying into it and helping the youths achieve the goals. Mr. Dare.
Okay, so you see, when we talk about post-COVID skills, when we talk about getting yourself ready for the challenges ahead, getting yourself ready to fit into the new normal, getting yourself ready to fit into what the world is becoming. Yes, government has their role to play, but individuals have a lot to do. Individuals have a lot to do. Government is not going to come and pull you from your bed and drag you. They say you can drag your horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink water. Government is not going to drag you out of. See, these things are out there. I'm surprised that sometimes I talk to some people about massive open online courses, MOOCs, on Coursera and EDX, and they say, what's that? In 2021, you don't know what MOOCs are? You don't take courses on Coursera, you don't take courses on EDX? Are you for real?
Google Scholar.
There is so much that the government can do. We need to wake up. Youth needs to wake up. Okay, so let's leave the angle of youths that have not woken up, that are still sleeping, that we need to wake up. The ones that are awake, what can the government do? We need an enabling environment. Nigeria ranks bottom in the chart or in the table of in the ease of doing business table. I think out of 180 something, 100 and what country we are actually at the bottom. That's just the truth. We are actually at the bottom when it comes to ease of doing business. So that speaks volume. That speaks volume. It means that our investment, the conditions in Nigeria is still not very easy. And one of the three challenges that has been identified as constraints to this: electricity, funding, and transportation. These three things are key. If you look at them, electricity is still a problem in Nigeria. We haven't fixed it. Transportation is a major challenge. Logistics is a major challenge. And then we have the problem of funding. Funding is major. People have brilliant ideas. They don't have access to this fund. I was talking about the National Youth Investment Fund before we had network issues. They don't have access to these funds. And there's so much people can do. And that's why you see that the very vibrant ones are looking elsewhere. They're going abroad. They're looking for venture capitalists. They are looking for investors outside the shores of this country. I think the government can do more in that aspect. If we fix electricity today, if we fix transportation issues, a lot of things will begin to fall in place. A lot of things. So there's the infrastructural problem that needs to be tackled. There is the funding issue that needs to be tackled. We need to create an enabling environment for SMEs to survive. It's not
That's the
easy.
key.
I have a lot of people struggling. Businesses that have brilliant ideas but are dead on arrival because either the government policies strangle them to death, lack of funding, so many issues. I have a partner or a friend that came from the UK and then is trying to set up something in Nigeria. And he told me, bro, he said, look, bro, the truth is you can do a UK business from Nigeria, but you cannot do a Nigerian business from UK. And I agree with him. Everything is so normal over there that you can be in Nigeria and still run your businesses over there. But you can't be in the UK and run business. You have to be on ground here. And then he went further to tell me that, do you know that since I've been in Nigeria trying to put things in place, there are so many distractions here that he is no longer productive. He can't even catch up with the UK anymore because he wants to try and get from point A to point B. He's spending 2 hours in traffic. He said there are so many things that just kills you here. Too many distractions that takes your eyes away even from the focus. Too many things you need to contend with. You're trying to grow your business, but you are contending with NEPA taking the light for 2 hours, 5 hours. You're contending with there is no water. You're contending with road issues. You're contending with a lot of things that are just distractions. Distractions. So it's not easy. We need an enabling environment. We need an enabling environment.
Problem in Nigeria. Yes, after the statistic that was released by the National Bureau of Statistics last week, seeing Nigeria's unemployment rate rise from 27.1% to 33.3%. How can youths solve this problem by themselves? What kind of employable skills should they get and leave the burden out of Nigeria like this? Okay, so Mr. Araka here is a certified time management expert or consultant. And Mr. Dare Alabade is a data analyst. Right, Mr. Dare? Thank you for doing this with us. But before we go, what do you have to say to the youth in terms of skills? Give them like skills they can start learning. Yeah.
You people know my name, my son, please. You got before we
I
get
didn't
to
get that.
the youth,
Okay. Okay, what did you say? We didn't get that.
my son name, there is no G in my son name, please correct
Oh,
it.
Okay. So
Before we
sorry.
get to talking about the
very.
youth, take the G
Sorry
off my
about
son
that.
name.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
No, it's very
Okay.
fundamental. It traces us back to our ancestral home.
I said there is
Very
no G in my
fundamental.
son name.
She's taking. She's
Alabade.
gonna do that.
True. Okay, so go ahead.
My son name is Alabede, not Alagbede.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead with what skills you think the youth can learn. Yes, corrected. Sorry about that. Can learn in the 21st century now, post-COVID. Give them those, if you have the list, one or two that they can start learning.
Okay, yeah. So this is an exciting aspect for me. When you talk about skills that people should learn. See, technology. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, since we
Okay.
can
So, like I was
maybe
saying,
okay.
technology is going to drive the future. Technology is already driving us. The future is now. COVID has shown us that we need to be ready. We need to take up technology. We need to take technology very, very serious. So I'm going to tell everybody out there, even if you are going to be, what can I think about now? A cleaner, please be technologically inclined. Be ready. Even if you're, I don't know, whatever you think you're doing now, do not say that it doesn't concern me. You see that technology thing? No, 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 no. It's not for me. It's for everybody right now. It is for
Okay.
everybody. So technology is key. I'm going to advise everybody, regardless of your occupation, start looking for how technology can be incorporated into anything you're doing. Start looking for how technology is a leverage. Trust me, it is a leverage. Start looking for how you can leverage on technology. Start looking for how you can leverage. What COVID has brought to us is that situations will arise where we need to thrive, even when we cannot be physically present, or even when we cannot be in close contact, but we still need to thrive. That is what COVID has taught us. COVID has ensured that we learn how to keep everything smooth and running, even when we can't have physical contact. And the only way that can be achieved is through technology. So we are that time is upon us. So whatever it is that we find ourselves doing,
Thank you
we
so much,
need
Mr.
to
Dare
aid
Alabade, a
technology.
data analyst,
And
giving us all of
there
the
are so many skills that are
resources
out there that can be learned.
have as
If you
views.
do research,
Thank you,
you
Mr.
see the
Dari. But
skills
over to you,
that
Mr.
have a
Okoliabo.
very, very
Before we
high
go,
and
what skills
high
do you
lifespan,
use?
skills that are not going anywhere anytime soon.
Mm,
Um, he just mentioned, the guest in the house just mentioned that there is a graphic designer, he just sits in his house, he makes money, does this.
okay, over to you, Mr. Ari.
Now, you see, that takes me to why, we need to begin to look at the reason for unemployment. You need to begin look at the reasons why organizations are downsizing. Why are they right sizing? You need to go back to this concept. It not be just Oyibo. The problem where we get, we say, we think that the grace of God will do everything. It's not about the grace of God. The economic condition of man is his primacy. The economic condition of man is his being. He cannot do anything if he's not economically stable. The essence of toiling while you wake up and live every day is to just go ensure that
You also.
you hustle. So that hustle, what are the content of hustle? Wetin be that thing wey be say if you learn now, at least you fit write organization say I sabi do this thing, I sabi do that thing. One, cyber security, document control management. These are skills that every organization needs a document control manager, or what you call a data quality analyst. Every organization, I work with Westfield, and at a certain time, the chairman got on board a certain gentleman who his work is strategy. And I look at the pay some 5 years ago. I'm like, this is big bucks. So what am I doing? Meanwhile, I carry master's degree, they flaunt, say, it's not employable. I have to go back. I searched what business strategy is, what business intelligence is, what business analytics is. I now have to go back to learn. I started learning from YouTube. My mama not tell me make I go do certified management consultant. So, see, the youth we need to tell ourselves the truth. These are parents that have brought us up to 20, 21, 22.
Take it from there.
Take us to degree. We graduated. My brother, you need to add something. The essence of education is to make one a functional member of the society. Now, what education are you getting? These are things you need to ask yourself. Emotional intelligence is a wonderful skill that every organization needs. Are you emotionally intelligent? Have you added that to your skill? Because administrative behavior is incomplete without a thorough, manpower full of emotional intelligence, full of common sense. This is what we talk now, common sense matter. Not be waiting the grace of God, not be by faith, it's by diligence, it's by hard work, it's by smart work. You need to realize the change. We're talking about time management. You need to realize what is obtainable in today. If you don't go back to your drawing board, in the next 5 years, you will still complain these things.
There was something you said before we came on board. You were saying something about if you're going for an interview as a young person, you don't go there, and the interview is later for 10 o'clock. You don't go there by 5 minutes before 10.
That's an average Nigerian man now.
Or past 10.
Okay.
That you already failed in that.
Okay, let me tell you this. London graduate school, right? Certified, or some of us, it said a distinction in time management. certified management consortium, distinction in time management. When did I? This show was a 10 o'clock show. When did I get here?
Yeah.
I was here 30 minutes to the time. So I will have enough time prepare, have a review of all that I have studied. So that at the time I'm being called, that alone, we were in a conference. The first 10 persons that came 30 minutes before time got a certificate for certified time manager at London Graduate School. And these are kind of exams that are personal. It's not by faith. You need to understand the place of work, because faith without work is dead. An average Nigerian youth needs to realize that you need to work out your own salvation.
Okay.
Not be person, not be government. It's not be spiritual. Not be spiritual. It is supposed to be. There's something about corporate social responsibility from the private sector.
We have to go there.
It's not just government, though. It's supposed to be a partnership, and the investors, the global community, needs to realize that we have 200 million people.
Okay.
That is human capital.
And
human capital.
Half of those,
and there is need for development.
Okay.
So if they are investing, if you're looking for investor, look for investors in the area of human capital development. Look at what China, look at what India has done with their human capital.
It all. You keep comparing Nigeria to other
It's
countries.
important, because if you don't do a comparative analysis, you won't understand. You will just think that Nigeria is the whole world. Nigeria is not the whole world. Travel globally. Do scholastic activity.
You said travel globally. Now you see Nigeria. All of them, all the youths will jump out.
No, the essence of the travel is research. No. You don't need to travel global. From YouTube, you can do whatever. Google Scholar. Boss, you know what's in the talk now.
All right, Mr.
How will they do like saying a rocket
Thank you
science?
so much. Do you have anything to add before we go, so we don't just keep you laughing and nodding your head? What do you have to say? 1 minute. You're muted. You're muted.
Okay. So yeah, I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed listening to him, and he's so on point. I can
feel his when we go tell ourselves the truth. When we tell ourselves the truth.
True.
Yeah, and I agree absolutely. I agree absolutely with him. We just there's so much the government can do. We also need to wake up as a people. We need to take the bull by the horn. There's a lot that needs to be done. We're in an age where information is everywhere, knowledge is everywhere. The internet has brought so much power to our fingertips. Nobody needs to be told anything anymore. From sitting in the comfort of your home, you can get anything you want. You don't need to call me to ask me, Dari, how am I supposed to do it? What am I supposed to do? Go on Google. Ask Google. It's not a problem. So that is the power that technology and internet has brought to our fingertips, and let's make good use of it. The sky is the beginning for us. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you so much. Mr. Dare Alabade is a data analyst, and yes, he was saying that he's a researcher, and I said yes, you are a researcher. And
to know all this, he's a researcher.
Thank you for doing this with us today on Youth Assembly, and to you, Mr. Araka, thank you for talking.
But finally,
no, leave the final. You've said everything.
Just one thing.
I know you've taken something out of this.
Just one thing.
What is the one thing? Is it one sentence?
One sentence.
Okay, what?
Less than 1 minute.
Okay.
Less than 30
what?
seconds.
No. Go.
When you talk about government involvement, what government will do for us? You see that GST, that computer appreciation.
Yeah.
We need to totally uphold. We need to take it away and replace it with 21st hour. It's about policy. These are the things enabling environment that we're talking about. It's not about government giving you money.
I know that the issue of education is another discussion.
At the end of the semester or at the end of the year of your computer appreciation, you can say you have skills, you're employable.
All right, that is the goal.
That's my recommendation. That's the role government and private sector should go into.
All right, we looked at how to solve the unemployment problem in Nigeria, and we hope that we did so well and you've taken something out of this. Please share this video and keep commenting. If you have also solutions to render, you can drop them at the comment section. Thank you, Mr. Araka. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we are going in depth into tech. We are looking at how Nigerian youth are using technology to solve national problems. So we hope to see you then. Join us and also share your contributions as the show progresses. The show was produced by Hafsat Isa, supervised by Ehiani. My name is Sylvia Ishebe. Thank you to all of you who shared your comments, who listen via our Mixlr and our website, www.clickniger.net. We appreciate you. Bye for now and have a fantastic day.
God bless you.
God bless
Thanks
you
for the
too.
opportunity
Yeah.
to address my fellow Nigerian youth. But we have